Proactive couples therapy. What is that?
Yeah, it's a growing trend.
Especially with Gen Z.
It really
those darn
is.
Gen Zs, man, they're out there just changing the world.
Right? Well, my field benefits.
Well, we could get into a whole discussion of other reasons why Gen Z is helping your profession thrive.
I was referring to this though.
Yes, exactly. We'll keep it focused on this.
I don't do couples therapy, so that's not like me, trying to get more clients. But it's using couples therapy as a preventative measure instead of waiting until things are going wrong. So it's a way to gain knowledge and tools about communication, about dealing with hard times, to deal with crises, but doing it in advance so that you're kind of ready for it instead of waiting until shit hits the fan. And then you're like, oh my gosh, we need to go to couples therapy. It's being proactive about it, going before there are issues to strengthen your marriage.
Yep. Look at you cursing on the podcast. A couple episodes ago, she's like, I can't curse on the podcast.
I almost put in a disclaimer saying, pardon my language, but I left it out because you told me this is not
it's
a rated
allowed
G.
here. You're not in session. You're allowed to use adult words. It's okay. There is growing literature out there that this trend is actually taking hold. And if you think generationally on this, baby boomers, Gen X, couples therapy has been in crisis. You get to the end of your patience, your tolerance, you have some crisis event, and you go seek out help. Millennials and Gen Z are starting to change that trend a little bit. And there is some research out there showing the benefits from it. I will put a little asterisk next to that a lot of that research seems to be done in the field by clinicians who are providing services. So it's a little bit like pharmaceuticals saying the drug interventions help. Okay. But I will say this passes the basic common sense test because it is, to your point, it's teaching those skills. It's preventative. It's allowing you to have check-ins on a regular basis with some framework to it. It's giving you skills that you might not have in communication. It, on the surface, is a great thing because then maybe you don't hit as hard the rough times, or you're equipped when you hit those rough times. Now, did we ever do, and have we ever done couples counseling?
We have not.
Why not?
Because apparently we're not being proactive.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What do we do instead? I think we got some cheat codes in our relationship that you probably don't have in yours. So this is a little bit of transparency into under the hood. So our biggest secret weapon and why we don't do couples counseling is?
I'm a therapist.
Yeah. So we kind of know the tools that we're supposed to be doing. And we are very good at being willing to implement and work on those things. And we haven't always been there. I think when we were going through our early marriage, our late 20s, early 30s, kids were young, we weren't super clear on using these tools, but it wasn't due to lack of knowledge. It was just lack of intentionality, which leads to another thing. I have a psychology background as well. So our undergrad degrees are both in psychology. That is a little bit of a leg up. I understand when you come to these things with me and principles. Yes, I've taken those classes. I understand just because we're not actively doing a lot of those things. And this is the simple skills like active listening and taking time outs and giving your partner time to process. And there's a whole laundry list of conflict resolution tools or just communication tools that are very valuable in this field that we sort of knew. We had the bag of tricks already.
Yeah.
And then this is a humble brag, I guess. I didn't humble brag at the beginning, but I have a willingness to work on those things and to use those tools. That's a big leg up. A lot of relationships don't have that. Their partner gets drugged to couples counseling, to that. And
it's actually worse than that. They refuse to go.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah, if they go at all. Correct.
Exactly. I see a lot where one half of the couple is not willing to go. So the other one's reading the books, doing all the things, trying to make things better on their own without success because you can work on your stuff, your communication, your low self-esteem, you can do that. And a lot you're supposed to when you go to couples counseling, do individual as well. It's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
But you can't do marriage counseling by yourself.
Yeah. Well, I found a piece of research literature that talks about a lot of this. I'll put a link in the description on that. That's actually one of the points that they made in there is that a large percentage, I want to say something like 70% of divorced couples never actually go to counseling. And so there's a huge disconnect there of people just not officially trying. And that gets back to your point. One of the partners just simply not willing to do it. So our close on this would be couples therapy is optional, but working on your relationship is not.
Very well said.